The richest woman in the UK. In recent years, more and more self-made women have appeared on wealthy lists worldwide. Millions of women have been motivated by this to launch their business ventures to increase their fortune. Some have been lucky and turned out to be billionaires through their ventures. So who are the UK's richest women and how did they make their money? Let's get it on. Number 8. Victoria Beckham, £380 million. When her husband David Beckham signed a contract with the MLS's Los Angeles Galaxy, Beckham and her family relocated to the United States in 2007. She took advantage of the chance and appeared in her own NBC special, Victoria Beckham Coming to America. In 2008, Beckham debuted her very own dress line for the first time. She started a silhouette-enhancing dress collection because of her expanding interest in fashion and her feminine taste. She now has her cosmetic line, Victoria Beckham Beauty, and a fragrance line that she co-founded with David. Moreover, she was among the top 100 most powerful women in the UK thanks to her hard work as a businesswoman and fashion designer, even though her musical career with the Spice Girls boosted her prosperous image. When it comes to their lifestyles, they're rumored to own several homes, including a West London apartment and a getaway in the Cotswolds. Number 7. Dame Ann Gloag, £616 million. Her source of wealth comes from Gloag's nationally renowned travel company, Stagecoach, which earns millions each year. Ann founded Stagecoach as a small minibus company in Scotland. Globetrotter was the business's original name, and it gradually became a well-known national transportation provider. With her first spouse Robin Gloag and her brother Brian Souter, Dame Ann created the Stagecoach Group in 1980. For her considerable commercial and charity activity in the UK and abroad, she was appointed a Dame in 2019. She has also established a real estate firm named Gloag Investment Group, which is in charge of her plans for the Highlands. She has made numerous charitable contributions through her Balcraig Foundation, including a gift of £3.38 million to Mercy Ships, a US-based organization that turns abandoned auto ferries into floating hospitals. She received an OBE in 2004 in recognition of her philanthropic activities and was named one of Scotland's most powerful women the following year. Number 6. J.K. Rowling, £840 million. Perhaps the most well-known name on our list is J.K. Rowling. The English author's best-selling books have enabled her to acquire an estimated $840 million in wealth. Before being finally accepted by Bloomsbury, the author's original Harry Potter story was infamously rejected by 12 other publishing houses. Since then, the Harry Potter series has gained international acclaim as a classic. With 19 completed works, J.K. Rowling is one of the most productive authors, and those are only her novels. It isn't easy to select one book as the most significant or well-known work by an author of all time, but if forced to pick only one, it might be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It was her first book, which she wrote on a manual typewriter and ultimately became the 5th best-selling book of all time. With her husband Neil Murray, Rowling has invested a significant portion of her income in acquiring residences throughout Scotland and England. She allegedly sold her 8-bedroom Victorian property from the 19th century in 2012 for more than £3 million. A multi-million-pound 17th century mansion, encircled by 30-foot-tall fences, has been characterized as the newer residence. She now has a 162-acre, £2.1 million Perthshire home in Scotland. She also has a 6-bedroom house in Kensington, London, where she resides. Rowling does not exclusively spend money on real estate, though. She spent £24.5 million on a 56-foot luxury boat previously owned by Johnny Depp in 2016. Rowling is also a skilled traveler. She has also been seen doing cruises in Seychelles, Mauritius, and the Galapagos. Number 5. Elisabeth Murdoch, £1.16 billion. Elisabeth Murdoch, a British-American television producer and director of global media, has a $1.16 billion net worth. She is the daughter of media entrepreneur Rupert Murdoch. Elisabeth Murdoch established Sister, a different international production company, in 2019. Elisabeth started her job as a manager at her father's FX Networks after receiving her degree from college. With the help of a £29.6 million loan from her father, Murdoch and her then-husband Elkin Kwesi Banim made their first acquisition in 1994, purchasing a pair of NBC television stations in California, KSBW and KSBY. The couple reorganized and resold the stations in less than a year and a half for a £10.1 million profit. After that, Elisabeth and her husband relocated to England, where she was given a significant job at Sky B, where her father had previously shared the CEO role with Sam Chisholm. She eventually assumed the managing director role, and during her leadership, Sky B rose to become one of UK's most successful businesses. But after a public argument with Chisholm, she has persisted in making a name for herself in London as a television and film producer. Elisabeth founded Shine Limited in March 2001 after unsuccessful attempts to establish a production company and create movies resembling those produced by BBC Films and Film 4 Productions. She has 80% of the company's shares, while Lord Ali holds 15% and Sky B 5%. Murdoch, who has dual citizenship with the US and the UK, resides in St. John's Wood, London, where she paid £32.5 million for a home there in 2014. And in 2022, she received the Order of the British Empire's Designation Commander for her charitable and artistic contributions. Number 4. Mary Perkins, £1.2 billion. Mary Perkins, a businesswoman of Bristol descent, and her husband Doug Perkins established Specsavers, the multi-billion-dollar company. Her eyewear business has been generating over £1.69 billion in annual income for the past few years, and she currently has a net worth of £1.2 billion. Mary and her business partner launched their multi-billion-dollar enterprise on a ping-pong table in their spare room. The company now has outlets nationwide after the first Specsavers store debuted in Guernsey in 1984. Interestingly, she has acknowledged adopting disguises and entering Specsavers locations while pretending to be a customer. 3 of Dame Mary's children are employed at Specsavers and are expected to take over the privately held business eventually. With this kind of net worth, it would be reasonable to presume that the Perkins own a large home, drive expensive vehicles, and take trips to the most abundant locations on Earth. But well, they currently reside in the same 4-bedroom home in Guernsey that Dame Mary and her husband purchased over 30 years ago. She used to drive a 12-year-old car and only recently upgraded to a new one because she wanted 4 seats instead of 2. She did take a trip to Mauritius a few years ago, but that was her first real vacation in ages. Number 3. Lady Charlotte Wellesley, £2 billion. She has been inducted in the yearly Sunday Times Rich List since 2016. The 29-year-old wife of Alejandro Santo Domingo, whose net worth totals an astounding £2 billion, came in second on the Times' annual Rich List of aristocrats under 30, just behind Hugh Grosvenor. When it comes to her lifestyle, have a look at her wedding ceremony. Well, she wore an off-the-shoulder Amelia Wickstead structured gown with a cathedral-length polka dot embroidered veil. The ceremony was held in Spain's Illora. As they made plans for their London love nest, the newlyweds weren't afraid to pay £16.89 million to buy 4 Notting Hill apartments. Number 2. Denise Coates, £3.89 billion. Denise Coates earned her money by operating lucrative online gambling company Bet365. The entrepreneur is among the richest women in the nation and the entire world, with a net worth of around £3.89 billion. It all started when she first pursued accounting training after earning an econometrics degree from Sheffield University. She concurrently took over the tiny chain of betting shops her father had on the side. According to a Staffordshire University press release, she took over as managing director of the company at 22 and increased the number of stores before moving the company online. Interestingly, Coates first used a loan to launch her web business. Her company Bet365 offers online gambling and lets customers place bets on various games, races, and athletic events. The firm now earns almost £1.69 billion in revenue annually. According to a report from the online bookmaker, the 53-year-old founder and CEO of Bet365 Group earned £396 million in compensation and dividends, which is about 50% more than a year earlier. Number 1. Leonie Schroder, £4.39 billion. Schroder has served as a director for the Red Squirrel Survival Trust and few others, including the Schroder Charity Trust and a number of businesses associated to Dunlawset, the family's substantial estate on the Isle of Islay off the west coast of Scotland. Schroders appointed her in March 2019 to take her father's former position on the board, despite having yet to hold a position at Schroders or another big financial service organization. Other family members, including her father, had worked for the business long before joining the board of directors. She wed old Etonian Nicholas Francis Fane in Westminster, London in 1997. Together, they have 3 kids before they got divorced in 2014. He later passed away on December 19, 2014. But with such a net worth, she now has a peaceful, luxurious life. Well, that's all for today. Which of these women impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of our luxurious content, and why not click on another video showing now. This is The Luxurious. Talk to you in the next video.